I remember the sound of tires on gravel before I remember the hunger. The engine idled, a door slammed, my name wasn't called. I came back to the campsite with an armful of firewood, sap on my fingers, pine needles stuck to my jeans. The sun was dropping fast, the way it does in the mountains, no warning, just a decision. I heard her voice before I saw the empty clearing. "If she wants to survive," my mother said, calm as prayer, "she'll figure it out." I froze behind the trees. I watched their taillights blink once, twice, then the road swallowed them. No backward glance, no hesitation, just dust and quiet and the sudden understanding that I had been calculated out of existence. That was the night my childhood ended. Everything after that was logistics. I didn't cry. Crying wastes water. I rationed breath instead. I slept curled inside a hollow log because it smelled like old rain and safety. I ate berries I couldn't name and prayed my stomach would forgive me. I counted days by how weak my legs felt. I followed the sound of water until it led me nowhere. When help finally came, muddy boots, a flashlight beam, a voice that said, "Hey, hey, easy now," I weighed less than I should have and trusted no one. They called it abandonment. I called it proof. Before that trip, she had been careful with me, too careful. The kind of mother who smiles for neighbors, who memorizes my allergies so she can perform concern, who tells people I'm difficult with a laugh that sounds like mercy. The divorce had made me inconvenient. Alimony had teeth. Custody was leverage. I was a line item she wanted erased. I didn't understand it then. I just knew she stopped touching my hair, stopped asking questions, stopped pretending. Love didn't vanish all at once. It thinned, like oxygen at altitude. You don't notice until you're gasping. After the rescue, she told everyone I ran off. A phase, a misunderstanding. Children exaggerate. Authorities nodded. Paperwork was filed. Nothing stuck. Monsters rarely look like monsters. They look like parents who cry on cue. 6 years passed. I grew muscle. I grew quiet. I learned the difference between rage and focus. I didn't seek revenge. That's what people say when they want blood. I wanted balance. I wanted the truth to have weight. I went to school, studied systems, learned how stories are believed. I kept everything: hospital reports, ranger statements, weather records, GPS maps, the timeline that proved no child could wander off the way she claimed. I recorded her voice when she called me dramatic, when she asked why I was doing this to her, when she slipped and said the mountain was supposed to teach me a lesson. I never confronted her. I let her rot in her certainty. The plan wasn't complicated. It was patient. I waited until she needed something. She found me at my work on a Tuesday. The fluorescent lights hummed. The coffee machine hissed. I was wearing a name tag that told her exactly who I was, in case she'd forgotten. She collapsed into sobs like she'd rehearsed it. Apologies, regret, God. She said my name like it belonged to her again. Customers stared. My manager hovered. I said nothing. Silence is disarming when someone expects absolution. "I'm sick," she whispered. "I don't have anyone." I nodded. Not forgiveness, permission. We talked for weeks after that. I listened. I asked gentle questions. I let her confess without realizing she was doing it. People tell the truth when they think they're being saved. I recorded everything, legally, cleanly. Then I handed it all to the right people. Child Protective Services reopened the case. Civil court followed. Her employer, an organization that sold family values, received transcripts, audio, dates, no commentary, just her voice preserved like an insect in amber. The confrontation came last. It always does. She sat across from me in a beige room that smelled like disinfectant and fear. Her hands shook. She didn't recognize the calm on my face. She kept waiting for me to break, to scream, to give her something emotional to climb out on. "You planned this," she said. I shrugged. "You planned the mountains." That was when it landed. Not guilt, not remorse, understanding. She saw the shape of what she'd made, how survival had sharpened me, how patience had replaced need, how the child she abandoned had grown into someone who could finish things. She lost her job, her friends, the version of herself she sold to the world. She didn't go to prison. I didn't need that. I wanted her awake. I wanted her to live inside the truth she tried to bury. People ask if I feel better. They misunderstand the point. Revenge didn't heal me. It clarified me. I still hear gravel sometimes when I close my eyes. I still count exits. I still pack light. But I am no longer lost. I am no longer starving for acknowledgement. I figured it out, just like she said I would. The mountains taught me something she never could. If you survive long enough, you get to decide who you become. And if you're precise enough, you get to decide how the story ends.